Hey guys, welcome back. We're in the painted world of Ariamis. And it's a pretty cool area. Very pretty, very atmospheric. Apparently this is one of the first places that was designed when Dark Souls was being developed. At least that's what I recall hearing. And the reason, I think that in part is one of the reasons why it's disconnected from the rest of the world. Maybe they still had sort of the mentality of Demon Souls where, you know, maybe you went through different worlds from a hub world and it was more, you know, separated, disjointed, and, you know, not as much of a coherent, interconnected world. And you can see that, you know, with this area. It's very small. Maybe it was just sort of a preview, like a practice place that became its own area, but, you know, couldn't be slotted into any particular place in Lordran. So, either way, it's a neat area. And, I'm gonna be going through it this episode. I have an arrow sticking just, right in the butt. My heart, shot me through the heart, shot me in the butt. Shot me everywhere. You see, these undead, they're actually moderately dangerous. It's, a little scary, those guys. What leggings are we wearing? We're still wearing black iron leggings, okay. They look kind of silver in this light, so. Ooh. And here we see our first view of these sort of crow people of Velko. They're sort of throughout the area. You can see them just perched up in high places, kind of waiting for us. There's even some items waiting at this very precarious-looking stairway at the top of it, and then two waiting there. They're kind of all over the place, and we'll be encountering them before long. But now let's pick up these dried fingers. Dried fingers is an interesting item. You can use it like it's oh god, the game just froze for a sec there. I don't think it's gonna cause any desync because last time I stopped recording, started again, it was fine, didn't cause anything. So I don't know why that happens. I'm gonna kill this rat and then maybe I'll stop recording and start again anyways, just to be safe. But dried fingers. Let me just slot them in here. Where are they? They should be toward the bottom, I think. Yeah. Dried finger with multiple knuckles. Shriveled but still slightly warm. With this many knuckles, surely it cannot belong to anything human. It's very mysterious. Oh, he was still alive. I didn't notice him. But yeah. You can use the dried finger, just like this. And it has an effect as though, I guess you were casting a spell or something, or a miracle, like a healing spell. But it has this sort of dark aura to it. And what I believe that does... Oh gosh. Oh god! So these are some very bloated inhabitants of the painted world of Ariamis. This is a place where all of the things that don't belong in the real world go, and yeah, this is like... These guys have like elephantitis hardcore on their face, in their head, and just... Oh. Be careful when you kill them too, because when you hit them, I believe toxic kind of comes out from their body, so it's a little dangerous. Or at least when they die. There's kind of an aura around them, but yeah, they cast this fire spell. Kind of a pain. Pretty highly damaging. And Gravelord's Sword dances. Not very accurate. There you go. Okay. Still didn't kill him though. And get out of the way. Yeah, they bleed like that. And I don't know what is wrong with their faces to cause that sort of deformity. I kind of like... I don't know, I have like the impression... I don't know what impression I have. What I thought when I first played the game was that because this was a painting, maybe these guys were like... I don't know... corrupted by the painting, and maybe they have like... friggin'... I don't know, paint-infected blood or turpentine, or that's like what I thought in my head. I don't think that's at all what they are, but yeah, they're just sort of malformed undead. But it's weird because, you know, these guys are perfectly fine, but these guys are suddenly like, oh my god, your face. It's concerning. So, ouch. Sorry, I just want to take a step back here. So yeah, if I didn't explain the dried finger, I don't think I did. Basically, it increases your chances of being invaded, and I think it resets your ability to be invaded. So I think after you've been invaded once, there's sort of like a time limit before you can be invaded again. Or I don't know if that was implemented by this point, but that became sort of a thing at one point or another. But sorry, I'm kind of having a brain fart right now. Trying not to get overwhelmed by this situation we have in front of us here. Oh shoot. Always missing with the strong attack. Careful. Get him. Oh no. See, you just have to be in range of it for like 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. I'm gonna have to cut that out. My mom came in, she wanted to ask me a question about something somebody said earlier. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if the whole invasion timer thing was in Dark Souls 1 or if that only came around in like Dark Souls 2. But either way, the general purpose of the dried fingers is to make it more likely for yourself to be invaded. So you saw there, we just cut this rope and drop the corpse there, so you can get that item later on. And yeah, we're toxics, and it'll take a little while to wear off. Actually, pretty darn sure we have a blooming purple moss. So let's take that and not deal with that, of course, until we die to this guy, or until we get toxic by him. Safest way to deal with them is to just keep circling around till you can get a backstab, because then like you won't be affected by the toxic while you're backstabbing them, and it'll also send them a little ways away from you before their death animation, or their death actually cues where the toxic is released. So that's the safest way to do it. When you're dealing with a group of them, or they're kind of frontward facing and on like a narrow pathway, it's a little harder to do that, but try and focus the backstabs on these guys especially. So yeah, undead, malformed undead, albino rats. I don't think the albino rats have anything in particular that separates them from normal rats, except maybe they're a little more resilient or damaging or something. Actually, they might inflict a status effect on you. I don't know what, if anything, but yeah, we're going through this building now. Just gotta, there you go, jump at the right angle, and we'll head through here. So, oops, oh. I should have looked before I ran in. Damn it! This is where you can really see where jumping in Dark Souls can be kind of a pain. Like, yeah, I really prefer what they implemented in Dark Souls 2. You know, say what you want about Dark Souls 2, but mechanically I feel like a lot of the stuff they added was, you know, beneficial to the gameplay experience. Right there, we got an egg vermifuge here. But yeah, being able to hit L3 while you're running to jump instead of having to mash the circle button, which is already the run button, is like, I just find it a lot more intuitive, a lot easier to pull off. Hearing some strange noises here. Oh, there's another rat. Let's let him hit us, see what he inflicts. I think that's toxic. I think the dark one is toxic. So yeah, these guys, a lot of toxic enemies here. You can understand why maybe they were banished to this world in the first place. I mean, really, who wants to deal with toxic enemies? They're no fun. But we do get a nice bit of treasure there. We got the painted guardian set, or the painting guardian set. So if we take a look at this, it's a pretty cool set. It's very sort of slender, and if you like a more light, agile set of armor, this is a nice one, and it's very kind of pure looking. We look like I don't even know. We look like we working in a hospital ward or something. Or we just look like we're painting guardians and being stupid. Oh god, we have 39,000 souls. I should have probably spent those a while ago. Well, so yeah, we'll just run with the painting guardian set for a little while, and then maybe we'll switch things up again after that. But we are getting close to our first sort of roundabout shortcut, so it's no worries. As long as we're careful, I think we're gonna be fine. I am going to sort of cut and run, maybe just a little bit here, and get through this area quick as I can. Oh, this is a little tough. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm approaching this from the wrong way. That leads, like, that's leading upwards. The one we want is actually this way. So, I don't know why I'm keeping my shield up. It's relatively safe here. Until you get to the crow people. But, yeah. Yeah, crow person. This one just lost half its health, dropping down to engage us, so that's nice. They do hit pretty hard, and I mean, they have these very slow swings with their talons, but when they get you, it's painful. So, taking a close look, they're just these creepy. Just got the crow heads and the wings, and then human bodies and legs. It's very strange. These guys actually make a return in Dark Souls 2, or at least one of them does, in the form of Ornifex, the blacksmith. And it's interesting because she's actually a friendly NPC, being a blacksmith. She helps you crafting your weapons and lets you buy stuff, upgrade stuff. Just a good deal. Ornifex is pretty good. She's a nice person. She's a good crow person. These ones, they're a little meaner. They're pretty much exclusively hostile in this game. But yeah, you see here we've got this phalanx formation of yet more malformed creatures, undead essentially. This time their heads are fine, but their bodies are just, I mean, you can see the arms and the legs, and they don't even walk on their legs anymore. They're sort of sliding around like slugs. And they remind me a lot of, I think they're called hoplites in Demon Souls, the sort of tar-like beings that have a shield in the front, and then sort of poke you with a spear that comes out of the globule of tar that makes up their bodies. Yeah, these guys also have a very similar moveset, maybe a little faster. I mean, they're slow as hell, as you can see, but yeah. The ones in Demon Souls were even a little bit slower. They were earlier game enemies, though, so it's understandable. These guys, they can throw their spears, sort of slash them at you. The main thing is to try and keep on the move, at least, you know, every once in a while, because if they get sort of if they get a view on you for too long, they may throw their spears and make for a bad time for you, but as long as you're sort of strafing, taking out a little bit of damage, going around, taking them on one at a time, you do alright, so. And right back here, I've got a Soul of a Brave Warrior. This is kind of a funny little place. This took me a few playthroughs to actually find, so, yeah, just so you know there. This little back alley here. Got another ring of sacrifice up on this sort of wall, terrace, or I don't know, the frame there. Not a very pleasant place you can see here. We have a very good look at. Oh, somebody sneezed. But you can see just how many of the undead here have been sort of just strung up on these poles and placed as decoration. It's creepy. Very, very, very Vlad the Impaler here. Okay, sorry about that. Had another interruption. But I'm just gonna go back here, and we had that extra humanity sitting there, so I'm gonna kindle, get a little more Estus here, so we'll be a little more prepared for the latter areas. Really, we only come here once, so maybe it's not the best use of kindling, but it's nice to have that little extra bit. So put faith up to 20, and we'll put strength to 28. And that's all we can do for now. Let's see, can we reinforce any weapons? No, I don't think we can, actually. Excuse me. Let's repair our stuff, though. And, you know, I saw there was a summon sign right there just a second ago. I might even wait a little bit just to see if they show up again, but I would like to summon somebody if we could. Maybe it's because I leveled up, we're suddenly out of their level range. That would be unfortunate. There's somebody waiting there. Oh well. It's alright. Help would be nice, but it's not necessary. Oh, you know, the other reason I wouldn't want to do that is the boss here isn't a boss, really. I mean, it is, but they're an NPC too. Like, they're not a hostile character unless you initiate combat. So I kind of don't want... If I summon somebody, I don't want to go through the whole place and then, you know, go in the fog door and they're gonna kill the boss. Because I think she's automatically gonna be hostile if that happens. I'd rather save that for later, if at all, because I do like the boss of this area as a character and as a boss a little bit, but yeah. Heard a weird noise, sounded like somebody cast something. Oh, right there we got the Pyromancy Acid Surge. So another little hidden thing here. Lots of little neat items hidden in the nooks and crannies of this place. So honestly, one of my favorite areas as far as just discovering new things, like the Painting Guardian armor. It's a little more on the main path, or well, the basement there's not mandatory to go to, but and then here we have Dark Spirit King Jeremiah, the Xanthus King, and he's become a little popular. He actually reappears somewhat, at least clones of him do in Dark Souls 2. He's a pyromancer. He's got the notched whip. Oh wow! Hello there. Yeah, he likes the pyromancies. Likes the likes the firestorms. That is some range. I wish I hadn't kept running forward, but that's too bad. All right, well, let's try that one more time. Use up some humanity. I love the really long sleeves on the Painting Guardian set. It's kind of ridiculous. The Painting Guardian set actually is also in Dark Souls 2. There's a lot of stuff from Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 2, but like, I think they only really become interesting towards late game. The Painting Guardian set in particular is like huge pain, primarily because it's on one of a couple of New Game Plus only phantoms. We're talking Dark Souls 2 here, who they only spawn once unless you use a Bonfire Ascetic, which resets the whole area, including the boss, and kind of makes it like a New Game Plus without being New Game Plus. There's a Painting Guardian in a late game area in Dark Souls 2, and you have to kill them in order to get this set, but you usually only get one piece at a time, and the drop rate is pretty rare. And not only that, you can only ascetic an area if you've killed the boss of it. And the boss there and the Phantom are in the same place, so every time you attempt to get a piece of armor, you have to fight the boss again. So imagine doing that around 36 times, and fighting the boss, and then trying again, not getting the armor piece you need. Like, that's what happened to me. And one of the biggest reasons I'm not fond of a lot of the design decisions in Dark Souls 2. You know, I mean, there's other stuff people widely don't like about it, but that was like one of the biggest things for me was certain pieces of armor were just hell to get, and you know, if you want to be a completionist and get like every item in the game, it's tough going. It's pretty difficult. So let's try and fight Jeremiah again. We've already seen he's got the pyromancy going on. He's also got the whip. This whip causes bleeding, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'd imagine being a notched whip. Unless it does, like, poison or something. I don't know. It's very keep away. Oh. He's got a little bit of the fire going on. And you can see wherever he throws it, he actually leaves kind of these little magma globules in his wake. Or I guess it'd be lava. Yeah, magma's within the earth and lava's like on the exterior, I think. I think that's how it goes. Oh, shit. Back up. Back up. So yeah, be wary about the pyromancies. Yeah, okay, so that does cause bleeding primarily. Does a lot more damage, I think, when you're unarmed against more thick-skinned foes. If you're wearing armor and all that, then do a little better against them, but that's Jeremiah. And Jeremiah himself is even a reference back to Demon Souls. The old monk was one of the main bosses, the archdemons in Demon Souls, and he had this robe that the gimmick of the boss was you didn't fight the old monk himself. He summoned in a phantom, either an NPC or a human player. So another player became the boss fight, essentially. But they got the old monk's robe on their head. And they also got, like, this passive... Well, it was offensive, but, you know, it just happened automatically, so it was technically passive. This tracking... I forget the name of it, the spell. But, like these tracking soul arrows, homing soul bolts or something. There's an equivalent in this game, but yeah, he got kind of his unique old monk version of that. That's sorcery that he'd constantly bring up as you're fighting the phantom. And then as they got less health, they got more and more bolts as the fight went on. So, oh shoot. But that's not where the comparison comes from. The comparison comes from he wore this large yellow garb, these robes, and when he summoned somebody in, the identifier for them was they actually had it was just like this ridiculously large headcloth that was made out of the robes. And you know, it was popular because it was such a ridiculous, sort of humorous piece of headwear. So come around to Dark Souls, Xanthus King Jeremiah comes in. He's got the same sort of bulbous piece of headwear going on, and very reminiscent of the old monk's headwear. We've got another person we could PvP. I don't really want to PvP right this second. We could, but I want to get through the area. We've got plenty of stuff to do. Oh wow, we also have a lot of souls. Okay. This isn't the normal way I like to go down this path. It's actually quite a dangerous area here. Remember the Bonewheel Skeletons from the catacombs? Well, toxic enemies aren't the only thing that have been banished for how horrible they were in the world of Lord Ran. So we'll be seeing quite a few Bonewheel Skeletons in this little pathway here. Oh my god. You can see how much damage just 2 or 3 solid shots from one of them did. So imagine 2 of these guys or 3 of these guys on you at once, and if you're not defending, I mean, yeah. Essentially, I kind of go through this area in blocks. Look at all that stamina damage. But yeah, I kind of go by these pillars, and I try and separate each area into like its own block. And I try and attract each of the Bonewheel Skeletons one at a time, take them out, and then continue forward. That's the best thing you can do. If you rush out, like that's the absolute worst thing you can do, is try and speed through this area, because you'll get rolled over. Oh! Whew! I should have two-handed the weapon. You really don't want to give them any longer of a chance to live than is humanly possible. So. Okay, Soul of the Proud Knight. Let's get through this. Last guy. Get out of here. Oh no, that wasn't the last guy! Okay, weird detail I just now noticed. And also I just decided for a change of armor. If you hit these guys right here, they actually bleed. It's kind of creepy. They're still bleeding. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I think they would have frozen over by now. Blood and all or something. They've been drained dry or something. I don't know. Anyways. Oh, did we get what we dropped down there? I don't know if we did. Well, let's get our souls back. 'Cause I think that's pretty... one of the more important things we want to do right now. So I'll skip what I can of this. I know it's not that exciting watching me kill these guys again. Alright, I think we're caught up on Bonewheel Skeleton murder. So... last guy. Got our souls back. Come on. He's gonna roll at us again. Alright. And that's basically, well, the majority of this section. Got a Soul of a Brave Warrior. If we turn this handle, this is actually important for progression. It's not vital, because there's actually kind of a weird glitch, but... So that statue turns and faces the closed doorway in sort of the central chamber of the area, and opens it up, leading to the path which takes us eventually to the boss of the area. So now we have these cramped tunnels. Careful, because they are actually inhabited by yet more Bonewheel Skeletons. Trying to remember exactly where they are. I think there's one pretty close by here. Yeah, at the end of this pathway right there. You want to let them get around you. Smack them. Down for the count. Bonewheel Skeletons do drop... They do have a rare drop. It's one of the funnier drops in the game. And right there we get the Annex key. Which leads us a little further into the painted world. But yeah, they drop their bone wheels actually as a weapon. It's a very very strange weapon. I guess it's a bone wheel shield. Yeah, it's used I think as a shield, but you can also kind of use it in an offensive capacity because you can slam people with it and spin them around, and like I think it has a moveset. I'm not certain if it's actually a shield or not. I think it is though. Oh, that was unlucky. The trajectory just sent him towards us. Right here we get Pyromancy Fire Surge. Yeah, that was unlucky. Of all the ways for him to fly, it probably would have been better if I just tried to smack him from behind normally. But I don't think you can get a backstab on that one, so I think the closer you are, the more chance you're probably going to end up getting toxic on you. Oh, go by, please. Thank you. He's a little too far over. Oh, okay, cool. As long as you don't let him get too far away, you can follow up and just finish him off there once they're done rolling. Well, let me top myself off before I go looking around item descriptions, but... So we got Fire Surge right there. Pyromancy 4 into the Great Swamp. Create a surge of flame from palm of hand. Not all pyromancy originates in the Great Swamp. One hears rumors of unknown pyromancers inhabiting various lands, and this spell is the work of one such outlander. And then the other one we got was Acid Surge. Pyromancy 4 into the Great Swamp. Emit acid which corrodes weapons and armor. Not all blah blah blah. Yeah, same thing. So, Acid Surge is even worse than any of Eingi's pyromancies. We talked a while ago when we first met Eingi that he sells us poison and toxic mist, and how he was very disdained in the Great Swamp for the creation of those. Acid Surge is almost a step worse, because while toxic is a pretty bad effect, you know, it's you can deal with it. Acid Surge, what Acid Surge does is when you're staying in the aura of it, your armor erodes, and I think your weapons as well. So if you get stuck in that stuff for long enough, just all of your equipment is breaking, and you have to pay to repair that. And if it's done like early game, some people will even go to late levels, like late parts of the game at an early level and not level up at all, but then they'll go back to early game areas, and I think they call it twinking, but it's like, it's just nasty, you know. So if you're going to like an early game player and casting Acid Surge on them, it's bad news. So there we use the Annex key, which, let's just look at that. Opens Annex in the Painted World, key to the Annex in the Painted World of Ariamis. In the wintry Painted World, there is a structure resembling an old cathedral. Its Annex serves as a type of storehouse. So that's where we're heading right now, is into the Annex, the storehouse of the Painted World. Now, this is another one I was a little confused about. You can actually break this doorway, and it takes you straight to this path to Velka's Rapier. Again, another mention of Velka, the crow, or the goddess of sin, represented by the crow. We see the crow people here, so it seems like Velka has a lot to do with the Painted World. And I always thought you had to drop down from up there, like that where we were before, earlier on in the area. That's actually wrong, but like I kept trying to make this jump so much and missing so many times until I realized you could just break down that doorway and have a really, really easy time of getting what you need from there. And then this, I think this just leads back down to where we got the Painting Guardian armor, so I'm not going to drop down there. I'm almost certain that's where it takes us to, so hopefully I'm not mistaken in missing something. But I'm pretty sure I'm not. And then if we head down in here, got a couple more of these malformed undead. I mean, we're already toxic, so I don't even think I should be worrying too much about getting caught in the splurge of toxicity when they die. Oh boy. This guy, though, don't want to get hit by these. Ooh. See there's actually another blacksmith. Petrified blacksmith. There are a bunch of crows all crowded around him. Oh, damn it. These guys are everywhere. And once we get to this area, these crow people, they actually, they don't want us to be down here, so we're intruding. They don't want us to get whatever that blacksmith is holding, so let's make sure we take care of him first so we don't have any threat picking it up. I think there's actually a second one that might only come when we pick it up, so took care of that one anyways. So we get the Dark Ember from him. I guess the other crow didn't feel like coming by to hang out. We're getting souls pretty damn fast. I'm not used to it because we had the egghead for so long, but yeah, damn. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Thank you for your cooperation. And he goes down. There's this pit right here. It's a bottomless pit. Don't fall in there. And lastly, we've got Miracle Vow of Silence, which prompts not one, but 2 crows of Elka to come after us. They also have like a very forward lunging, you know, when they attack with their talons, they have a very forward lunging sort of like their approach to it, so you want to be careful with that. They also have a grab move. So, I'll let you see this. Peck out your eyeballs. And I just died. Kind of stupid on my part, but I wanted to show it off, so. Anyways, I also need to take care of something real quick, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry, something's cooking in the oven, so I want to make sure that, house doesn't burn down. Because, home alone at the moment, and that would be bad, so I want to take care of that. So that right there, what we got from that, cutting that rope was some humanity. I think we saw what we got from the one that we cut up this way. So I'm pretty sure we did. It was like a soul or something. Was it? I don't remember what it was. Whatever this guy dropped here. Maybe it was just humanity. Don't recall. Can't rightly say I remember. But yeah, that eye-pecking move is pretty scary. Don't want to get hit by that. Particularly not while you're also, you've also got toxic going on, because it's just gonna compound even faster then, and gonna be a bad day for you. So we don't really need to go back down there again. We already got the Dark Ember. But we do want to get our souls back. So let me heal up. Get out of here. I should be probably using a shield with a little more fire defense. That's okay. Got our souls back. Yeah. Highly recommend pushing these guys into the pit there. Sorry, that's the laundry. So many interruptions this episode. I'm really sorry, guys. Usually it's not this much of a problem, but just a lot of stuff going on today. Alright, there we got the Mask of Velka. The, I think it was the Black Cleric set. Whoops! Oh, you're still alive. You bastard. Thought I was done with you. Alright, well, I've got a few things around here. I'm trying to remember everything. So, we got the Dark Ember, Ember for Blacksmith, Weapon Ascension. Church long hid the forbidden Black Ember, and no living blacksmith knows of it. Ascends +5 divine weapon to occult weapon. That's the opposite of divine. So basically you go from doing damage to undead enemies to doing damage to more like holy or godly enemies. Occult weapons were used to hunt the gods and are effective against their followers and kin. So that's the idea of that. Let's check our health. Halfway down, trying to read descriptions. And then, what else? We got Vow of Silence. Or did we get Vow of Silence? I think that was it. So Secret Rite of the Black-Haired Witch Velka. Prevents casting of magic within effect area. I really have to close the door. Velka, the goddess of sin, is a rogue deity, but she is versed in arts both new and old, and is considered to have a great range of influence even as gods are concerned. Alright, we're still okay. Just want to keep checking. So, and then the last thing we got was the Black Cleric set. So, mask worn by partners serving Velka. We saw Oswald wore this set, so this is where it sort of originates, is, I guess, Velka's worshippers. The partners listen to the confessions of sinners, urging reflection and salvation. Their masks symbolize separation from worldly desires. And then, Velka's mystical power, or the partner's attire is uniformly black in color and said to be imbued with Velka's mystical power, which provides resistance against all manners of magic. And we're almost dead. Dear Lord. Just having a fun time today. And then we can drop down there. Some stuff there. Or we can check out down here. Alright, we already got the set. So this almost kind of loops around a little bit. And we do have an item down here I want to nab. Soul of a Brave Warrior. I wonder where that crow went. Oh, there's one perched up there. You can see. Maybe they ran off the side and were trying to catch up to us. I don't know. You can see those guys. There's a good place for us to fall off. I guess we can try and... Yeah, right there. Cool. We managed the jump. And this just leads back to the stairway. Or we can drop down there. Again, this is around where we got the Painting Guardian set. So let's head back upstairs. We'll just ignore that guy. Who needs that guy? Screw that guy. Oh boy. think I'm okay. Just running through these guys. Don't want to fight them again. You guys okay with that? I'm okay with that. I hope we're all okay with that. Alright. So we see something familiar over here that we've seen once before. It's actually a second undead dragon. Oh, and his wing just fell off. He's in bad shape. Let's see what we can get here. He's waking up. Got a blood shield. And let's run the hell away. You are not helping. Oh dear lord. Feel a little bad for that undead. He had no idea what was coming. So this one I have a little bit of a better time fighting because it's a lot more predictable. Basically what you want to do is prompt, always stay far away, prompt the poison breath, hit once, run away, maybe even hit twice if you're feeling fancy. And basically just, yeah, he's got really bad reaction time, so by the time we're over here, he'll just be reacting to, oh god. Reacting to us being over there with his poison breath. I feel like he'll still probably one-shot us. Maybe not by this point, but, you know, I'm still nervous about it. But this is how you fight him, or at least how I prefer to fight him. Oh my god. Crow lady, please stop. I don't have time for you right now. Sorry. Still breathing down the middle. See if I can get him to breathe down this side. There you go. Down, across. Whap your hands. Away. Oh, it's down the center now. This is how you do it. This is the one undead dragon that I know how to fight. I still die to it occasionally, but I at least have like a battle plan for it, which is more than I can say for the one in the Valley of the Drakes. The one that killed us like 3 times. Oh lord. But yeah, regardless, the undead dragons are friggin' scary. I'm not a big fan. Are you done? Are you done? Are you down for the count? Good. Very good. We've got 73,000 souls. We should get some use out of those. And we pick up a dragon scale. I do have one other really weird thing I want to show off back there, but I'm going to save that for in a little bit. Okay. So now, this is the proper way down here to the bottom. I don't think there's anything else other than up this way, so I'm gonna go back to the bonfire, and then I'm gonna take another short break to check on the oven, and then we'll finish up this area. I think that sounds good. Back again, and ready to finish this area. I thought I was gonna go back to human form, but actually we don't need to be human for a little while here. So I'm just gonna stay beef jerky for a little bit. You can't tell anyways, we got a sack on our head. Okay, back where we were. Now what I'm gonna do is I am going to head up this way. Nothing down there. Okay, just checking to make sure. But I'm gonna head up here, and we're gonna go up this stairway because we haven't done this yet. So, hi there. So we're gonna have to deal with a couple of crows, crow people. Knock that one off. It's always good. Dealt with that one before they could peck our eyes out. Also, always good. Did the other one die? It looks like it. They are pretty well undead. So, get up higher here. This is where I get a little nervous. Like, when you have the walls surrounding you, it's not so bad, but... That one's... Oh, it's just clumsy. And I think we have one more. Yeah, that guy's waiting there. Don't know if he'll actually drop down. I think he drops down, or he or she, I guess they could be she's, drops down onto another area further on. I guess maybe the blacksmith? That one might be waiting for you to go get the dark ember, maybe. But anyways, if we pillage this corpse, we get the red sign soapstone. I think I talked about it a little bit, but just to reiterate, what the red sign soapstone does is it's essentially, it allows other people to invite you into their world to do PvP. It's voluntary invasion. So if we use that thing, it's a more honorable way to invade people and get their humanity. Sort of a, you know, they want to fight you, you want to fight them, so they summon you into their world, and you're an invader, but technically, you know, you are a, I don't know, sanctioned invader or something. It's okay for you to be invading, because they want you to invade. Something to that effect. So, that's all there is to get up there. Let's take a look at the description of the blood shield, and also the red sign soapstone afterwards. So, the blood shield spoken of in the Lost Legends. The red of blood is slightly enchanted and boasts various defenses. So if we equip that, it's a pretty cool looking shield, and you see all of those status element bars appeared, the build up. That shows that all of our defenses for those types, or those status ailment types, our resistance against them just got better, essentially. And the same thing happens weirdly when you equip the Gargoyle Tail Axe, so I guess it also applies that to poison, toxic, and bleeding. And you can see the fact that our resistance is getting higher because the bars actually get higher, or at least I believe they do. They get larger, longer, so it takes longer for them to fill up. Especially compared to the beginning of the game, but armor has a big factor in your resistance against stuff as well, so that's one of the reasons why a lot of people find that resistance is really useless stat, is that even though it does help, you know, you're going to be taking care of yourself just by what you have equipped normally, so, and also just using curative smartly, you know, it takes care of itself. But yeah, the blood shield's pretty cool. It's another one of the shields like the I think the Sanctus it's called, the shield that Paladin Leroy was using. This one is another one of those types of shields that was put in the game because it was a contest winner. So it's a pretty neat one. I dig it. There's another one, a small shield called the Occult Shield, which we get in the Tomb of the Giants. That was another one that I know of that was a winner. Those are about all the ones I know, though. Or at least all the ones I can think of off the top of my head. Maybe the Grass Crest Shield was too? I'm not sure about that, though. Might be mistaken. I feel like the Grass Crest Shield might just be something that they added in themselves. There we have another Knight of Berenique, this time wielding a great sword. This one's pretty aggressive. He's a lot faster than his brothers, and more imposing. He's not as tall, not as big as maybe the ones with the maces we saw in Sense Fortress and also the Undead Parish, but in his own right, just because he has that perfect mix of scary big and scary fast, like, he's one of the tougher guys to deal with, but we make out alright, so all that there is left of the Painted World of Ariamis now is the boss encounter. So before that, though, I actually want to show you something really weird and funny and kind of pertinent if you want to skip some areas of this place. In particular, the Bonewheel section, the sort of basement of the main area. So yeah, like I said, this was, I believe, one of the first areas that was developed in the Dark Souls world. I think there might have been mention of Nito being involved here or something. I don't know if that's true. That might be completely wrong. I remember hearing something about Nito being like the boss of this area at one point, but then it was changed to be the current boss. But yeah, so the undead dragon we killed, it actually wasn't the whole undead dragon. He actually pulls apart from his torso, which you see is still swaying here, either because it's sentient or... yeah, because it's sentient. I don't know why this happens. I don't know if this is a bug. It certainly hasn't been fixed, but if you specifically jump attack it, it just stands up and makes a pathway for you. I am almost sure that normal attacks don't affect it at all. That it doesn't make it, you know, stand up like a jumping attack does. This one also, I think, doesn't take any damage, so you can wail on it for as long as you want. It doesn't have a health bar. It's just here. This is one of the big enigmas of the game. I've never really been able to find out, but I came across it one day. I didn't read up on it or anything. I just did it because I wasn't sure what was going on with this torso sitting at the end of this pathway. Like, there must be something significant to it, so I try all different attacks. I jump attack it, and it just stands up so I can drop down here. And you can actually avoid, effectively, this whole pathway, opening that door, the Bonewheel Skeletons. As soon as you get over here, like, that's your shortcut. That's your big shortcut to the boss, so... you know, kill the undead dragon, and then, just run through his legs, and that's how you do it. In the first place, this is a completely optional area of the game, so you don't even need to do that if you were speedrunning, but yeah, so let's go in.
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not.
This is Priscilla.
Thou must returneth whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind, but thou dost not belong. I beg of thee, plunge down from the plank and hurry home.
Priscilla's full of bullshit. This land is not peaceful and its inhabitants are not kind, but yeah. So she inquires for us to plunge down the plank and return home and leave this land and its inhabitants. So, you know, let's listen to her. We might come back later and show off her fight, but we're gonna be cool with her for now, because she's one of the more friendly characters in the game. Apparently she was originally designed to be one of the main heroines of the game, that you were going to sort of follow through the story, but she ended up here. But yeah, Crossbreed Priscilla is her full title. Fun fact, she's actually, I'm pretty sure, the daughter of Seath. And that's interesting because it factors into she's a crossbreed. She's a human. You can see she has definitively human features, or maybe a deity rather than a human, a little above. But yeah, she is a dragon-human crossbreed, and because of that, she was banished here for not belonging in the real world. And how she came about, well, leave that up to you to decide. Guinevere, the daughter of sunlight, or the princess of sunlight, or, you know, goddess of sunlight, whatever. There's some speculation that she and Seath got it on, had a baby, but yeah. And last thing to say before we go, her tail can actually be cut off, and you get a knife from it. Yeah, so that's interesting. You can also use her soul and get that life hunt scythe that she's wielding, so cool stuff about Priscilla. And then finally, before we leave, we can pillage this corpse and get the Xanthus crown and the Xanthus set. So, put this on. Dear Lord, it is so yellow, so tacky, but so beautiful I have to wear it, at least for an episode. There you go, guys. We are now the horror, the Xanthus King. Let's get out of here. we're back. And they give us a free homeward bone, so we can return to the bonfire in Anor Londo. Fortunately, I think the bonfire in the Painted World is separated from the main world bonfires, so if you use a homeward bone, it should take us to the beginning of Anor Londo, rather than, yeah, there you go. So that more or less proves it. We're back, and how good it is to be back. And we look ridiculous. So I'm just gonna get my humanity back. And that's that. So thank you for watching, everybody. Don't know what else to say. It's nice that we got a homeward bone there. It saves us from having to go through all of the painting guardians. But more than that, yeah. Got some nice stuff there. Got some interesting lore bits. And we're back, so we can continue toward the palace of Anor Londo and toward Guinevere of Sunlight. So, thanks for watching, guys. Next time, we have some pretty tough sections ahead, so, you know, wish me luck. And I'll see you then, so take care, guys. Bye-bye.